Well, hello everyone, Dr. Matthews here, and welcome to this short tutorial on how you can be more productive using your iPhone. I want to point out to you how you might be able to write your next article or perhaps your next blog post or even an ebook just using something as simple as your iPhone and a few free applications that you have available to you. So the first application I wanted to share with you is the WordPress application. In WordPress, if you are not familiar with it, it's a platform that allows you to create websites and or blogs, and there's many other platforms out there that will allow you to create blogs so that you can write. If this is something that you're interested in, I suggest that you do a little bit of research on it. It's really quite easy to start a WordPress website or a WordPress blog, and then simply attach your iPhone, connecting this free app to it, so that you can access your WordPress site from just about anywhere. So once I've clicked onto the app, I already have it loaded up with WordPress. I'm not going to walk through how that's done. It's not that technical, but I'm just really giving you a kind of high-level overview. Once you've done that, you can click into the WordPress itself, and then you have a blank screen with which to work with your first title. So for the purposes of this, I'm just going to put test as the title and then begin sharing my story. Now there's a couple of different ways that you could do this, but the simplest way, rather than simply type in the information using the keypad here, particularly if you've got chubby fingers as I do, and it makes it a little bit more challenging to type in this information, a better way that I have found to get this information into my platform into here is to use the microphone application down here on the very bottom. So with that, I can simply click on the mic and speak. Now note my tonality and also the specifics with which I speak. Now is the time for all good men to come to the aid of their country, period. One of the things you'll already note is that WordPress, or at least this application, doesn't necessarily capitalize or put in punctuation as you might want it to, or as you might expect it to in like a regular word processing document. So for that, you'll need to go through some editing and do some basic editing modification in most cases. But the strength here is the fact that you're using the microphone. Most of us can speak much faster than we can type. And by using the microphone, you speed up the opportunity for you to capture the information that you're looking to record. What I do encourage you to do is to keep your speech somewhat staccato. That is to say, maybe no more than 15, 20, maybe even 30 seconds of speech at a time, and then hit return or hit done and allow the program to catch up with what you're saying. It'll also clear your mind and give you a chance to speak in whatever it is you want to say next, rather than rambling on. Understand that this is just the beginning. This is just perhaps your first draft that you're putting together before you finalize this and go into post-production or go into production. The next application I wanted to bring about is Evernote. So Evernote is another free application you can download through iTunes, and if you're using something other than an iPhone or an iOS device, I'm sure they have a very similar opportunity for you to download that using whatever the Android equivalent is. In Evernote, much like you could in WordPress, you simply click onto the text. You can add in whatever the text is that you wanted to have for your title, for your information. And then again, you'll see that the microphone appears right down here on the bottom. And again, you have the same opportunities. Now is the time for all good men to come to the aid of their country, period. You will note that unlike the WordPress app, Evernote does in many cases take the time to correctly put the capitalization in there, and sometimes it'll even add in other information that you would expect to be there, like the natural pauses might give you information. One other thing that you would note with regard to WordPress and with regard to Evernote is, WordPress and Evernote is that in WordPress, it's a little bit more challenging for you to add in a photo. In Evernote, you simply click on the photo icon and you can take a picture, or you click on the picture icon and you can insert a picture. Or if you're recording a narrative for somebody or of somebody, like an interview, you could click this microphone and record their information right here, and it would be a actual recording. It wouldn't be the speech to text. It would simply be speech to speech. So then the third application that I wanted to share with you is Polaris Office. Now, Polaris Office is much like a lot of the other applications that you've seen, in that you have it has multiple purposes. In Polaris Office, as you can tell, it has access to Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, and I believe even Access. So what you would do is similar to what you've done in the past. You would maybe even open a document that was already pre-existing. If you open up a document that's pre-existing in Polaris, you could then make your adjustments, you could make modifications, you could edit it pretty much at whim or at will. One of the great things about Polaris is that it is not Wi-Fi required. No Wi-Fi is required. With WordPress and also with Evernote, you can operate both of these applications offline, but their strength is in operation when you're using it online. Now, I mentioned that there were 4 applications, and this last application is MoveNote. MoveNote is not like the other 3 applications in that you already have to have in place the information that you wanted to record or the information that you wanted to speak on. With MoveNote, what you're doing is creating a video, and the video would be a walkthrough perhaps of something that you were doing or something that you might have been involved in. Particularly if you're doing something like perhaps sightseeing and you're just wanting to document the area that you are looking at, or the area that is being explained to you, or the place that you're visiting. So if you MoveNote, you'll find at www.movenote.com. It's a free application. Once you click onto MoveNote, you can see here that you have choices to browse pre-existing ones if you already have. I've already signed in to MoveNote. You can check your inbox, of course, or you can do what we're going to do here, which is create. So the first thing you'll note is that your image comes onto the MoveNote. And here's where you can start by adding in your content. I'm going to go ahead and add a image, something that I've already done, which was for Mother's Day. I created these pastries. But let's say I was actually at a restaurant and I was talking about a pastry. The pastries, I've already taken a picture of what the pastries look like, and then I wanted to walk through, or wanted to watch the individual actually create these pastries. Simply clicking onto MoveNote, turning the camera around to face the actual area that's being worked on. Now, of course, you're just looking at my cluttered desk at the moment. You could actually record here in MoveNote what was going on and show what the final results of that MoveNote were. One of the other great things about MoveNote is that once you're done, you save. The MoveNote itself is a movie, or it's a small file, and it's saved as a URL, similar to, but not quite like, YouTube or Vimeo or one of the other URL type of systems. In that with MoveNote, once you have that URL, you can send that link to anybody, and anyone who has access to the internet can then simply click on that link. They don't have to go through YouTube or Vimeo or any of those other applications, they can simply click on your Move Note and listen and hear and watch what it is you've recorded. Now, these are great opportunities. These are just a few of the wonderful ways to write your next article or your next blog post or maybe even your next ebook. You can write better, you can write faster, and most importantly, you can write now. Once you've opened this information, once you've put these put the documents or put the documentation into the order that you want, you can email it to yourself, you can upload it to any of a number of resources that are freely available to you, including Box.com or Dropbox.com or any of the other online storage devices, and then come back to it at a later time when you have more time perhaps and do your final edit. Well, that's it for this episode or this tutorial. I just wanted to kind of bring you up to speed and give you an opportunity to maximize your time away from your desk, particularly since summertime is coming and we're going to be traveling just a bit. This way you can still stay productive even while you're out on the road. Well, thanks a lot. If you have any questions, as always, you can reach me at onesoldiercop@gmail.com. Have a great day.